And welcome to Between the Posts for another week. It doesn't get much more exciting than spring and finals fever. And I'm joined by our Div 3 expert, Tim Pillion. Welcome, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
It is a very exciting time of year. No more exciting for you because your mob Henley are in the grand final. And yesterday there was a prelim in Div 3. And did you get down to that one?
No, I couldn't get there, Tommy. I was otherwise entertained yesterday, but my boys went there and a whole group of Henley guys went down to watch it. So
Nice.
I've got a bit of feedback.
Fantastic. You are here obviously to do the Div 3 report. I think we know what the headings might be. What are we looking at today in the Div 3 report?
Yes, I'll give a report on the prelim final, a cracking game yesterday, which Lockleys ended up winners, and then we'll give a preview of the grand final and then some key players.
Beautifully done. Let's have a look what else we've got on today's show. Of course, I've got my Division 1 specialist report and it's hotting up in Division 1. We'll be looking at the goals and marks of the week. What else is there, mate?
We've got What Caught Our Eye, the segment later in the program, and of course a specialist program on Team of the Year coming up.
Yes, big announcement there. Beautifully done. Stay tuned. We're back with more Between the Posts. DJ here with the Division 1 report, and then there were three teams remain in the quest for the Division 1 premiership. As always, we start at the stream team. So I was at Webb Oval where Glenunga was searching for 21 wins in a row, taking on the highly fancied pre-season favourite Port District, and didn't they do a number on them. Glenunga 16-10-106, Port District 4-8-32. The man we're going to have a look at in footage is number 27 for Glenunga, Michael Macca McMahon. He kicked 7 goals for the day and was absolutely outstanding. Took himself home a nice pair of green Archies. Other leading goal scorers were Parsons with 3 for Glenunga and 8 a total of 8 goal scorers, which would have pleased coach Nathan Grimer. For Port, the only multi-goal scorer was Sam Gray, who kicked the first 2 of the game for Port. And it was actually Port leading early in the game. 10 minutes in, they were up 2-1, and everything was looking good. It was a tight, tense, tough tussle. Very, very enjoyable. But then a second goal to Glenunga saw them steady, and they ended up being too strong. What happened after Port were up 2-1 is Glenunga actually kicked the next 14 goals. That's right, 14 goals in a row. A dominant last half of the first quarter where they didn't dominate the quarter, but they took control of the game. And then the second and third quarters, it was sublime. Some of the most dominant, tough, contested football I've seen in Division 1. And I've been watching Division 1 football for a very, very long time. At half-time, it was Glenunga by 7 goals, 9-4 to 2-4. Interestingly enough, though, inside 50s, 24 to 23. The efficiency Glenunga had was different to what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing the repeat entries, the absolutely labour-intensive, 8 to 10 goal games, winning them games of footy, but now it looks like a different Glenunga. On a day where Abe Davis was actually reasonably quiet, kicked a goal and probably had 15 to 20 touches, but played a lot down forward. Again, it was a thriller of the first quarter. There was heat and intensity, but once Glenunga took control, Port they were strangulated, like so many others have been at Webb. Cooper Gaffney couldn't get any clear air to use that beautiful left foot. Around the stoppages, the pressure that was on Port forced them to make a lot of errors. We saw a lot of last possession balls going to Glenunga. I can't credit them enough. I've been saying it for a while. They are the best Division 1 team I've seen. That is a huge rap. They've still got plenty of work to do, but they were just irrepressible yesterday. Let's look at some of the better players for Port. Sam Gray would have had over 30 touches, maybe 35. He tried his heart out. He was still in there niggling in the fourth quarter, giving his opponents one, and he's a joy to watch. A ripper bloke, and on the field, he bleeds the colours, and can't credit him enough for his efforts. I thought Dynoff was quite good, had plenty of the ball. Again, couldn't quite break through the web that is Glenunga's zone and defence. Cooper Gaffney tried, and Matty Rose, especially in the last quarter, had plenty of it. He gave his all as well. Sean Davidson, I thought only one-on-ones were good all day, and as a defender, the ball was coming down plenty and coming down with some quality. I thought he certainly tried. For the Rams, it's hard not to list off half the team, and I probably will end up doing that and giving them a bit of airtime. So Michael McMahon, Geordie West in ruck actually beat Scott Lysette, which was important. Lysette, I believe, has done a driver on the right leg, which curtailed his mobility around the ground. Kicked left foot, tried his ass off all day. Still won a lot of hit-outs and gave his all. Big heart, big Scotty, but Westy did lower his colours. Tully Kennett and Alex Harron in the middle. Their hand to foot is just so quicker than a hiccup, I think I might have said on yesterday's call. They were outstanding. They're not looking for the glamour kick or the kick that everyone... They're just looking to play the team game where Glenunga are structured up better and positioned better, and they get the ball going their way. They were instrumental. Zach Smith down back, I'll go as far as to say, is the best defender in the Adelaide Footy League. He basically kept James Batty kicked the last goal of the game, but kept him to nothing. Jesse Temmy's game up forward, he kicked an absolutely beautiful goal. Actually, let's have a look at the goal from Jesse Temmy from 51 metres out. It was a really important goal that set Glenunga. Well, it's just made sure they were just getting the job done nicely. Let's have a look at the great man, Jess Temmy.
Journey here?
It'd take his absolute best. There doesn't seem to be much wind, but you know, he's had a half-time break. Let's see how he goes. He kicks from 51. He's hit it pretty well. Yep. I'll tell you what, we like it. The 2021 B-Grade Rams Award winner, that's right, for Best Team Man, is now an A-Grade forward, and he's having a day out. Jesse Temmy. Sam Parsons kicked 3 goals and continues to impress and do great things. The other thing Sam did is he got on the end of a lot of the kick-outs and competed. With Lysette's lack of mobility, he was able to mark the ball or bring the ball down. I highly underestimated the role he played. Again, got on the scoreboard with 3. But the man I just spoke of as well is Jack Matchett. Now, we don't do metres gained. With Dartfish stats, analytics are unbelievable. But I think it would have been close to a kilometre, which I've not seen before, because he would have had 12 to 15 kicks that were 60 to 70 metres out. He kept going over Phil Hurd says over the T-source or next to it, alongside of it, and Glenunga would just set up well. Jackie Matchett, 18 years old, a young star. Came in from the Bees, can't see him coming out for the GF. Charlie Pridham again, the fast twitch muscle fibres that go. He just gets the ball, gets on the left, and he's able to find targets really, really well. I could go on and on. Probably some Glenunga players going, come on, Tommy, where's my mention? They were all very, very good. I think I might have mentioned already, our award winner for Archies, normally there's a multiple stream team award winners, was Michael McMahon. So he gets the green thongs there. There was a highlight for Port District. It was probably our goal of the day. Let's have a look at this beautiful little snap from Sam Gray. Ball bobbles around. They come forward to the ball here. Is it Carpenter? Is it on the left? Goes towards the pocket. Match it in best position. They come in. Crunch. Sam Gray, position A. Sam Gray, goal number 2. And I'll tell you what, he's having a field day. So it wasn't a day of a lot of highlights for Port, but as I said, for 4 quarters, they cracked in. They had to go. That's what made this display by Glenunga even more impressive. The last goal of the game coming to Batty, reducing it from 80 points to 74. Glenunga go through to the grand final in Nord Oval in 2 weeks. The question is who can stop them, and the answer, I believe, is nobody. They've still got to win it, but a more impressive team and team that plays a team brand of football I have not seen. Good luck to whoever gets the opportunity to take them on. They'll be very hard to stop. Our next game, though, sees who makes their way to the prelim final, and it was a little bit of an upset. Sacred Heart 9-7-61. PNU, the Falcons, 12-8-80, a 19-point win there to the Falcons. We're following this one closely while we're on the stream team yesterday. Sacred Heart kicked with the aid of the breeze and kicked 4 in the first quarter, led by 4 goals at half-time still, but they came home 9 of 10 goals in the second half to the Falcons, got them the chocolates. Of course, Sacred Heart kicked that last goal of the game. The player we're having a look at in footage is number 2, Ant Giannini. Probably important that I mention as well, thank you to all the coaches who've been so giving of their time. They've taken my calls, given me so much feedback so I can talk a lot about the teams and the players. This morning, Jeremy Cheney has said to me, look, Ant Giannini, Jed Spence and Tom Wagner, you could throw a blanket over all 3 of them. Any one of them could have been named best on ground. We gave it to Ant. So they were fantastic. Again, the third quarter where Payneham just took their chances, kicked 4 straight goals, was where they turned it around. They went from a 21-point deficit down to a 5-point deficit, and they were coming. And the breeze dropped off in the second half. In the last quarter, they kicked 5-2 to 1-2, and that's all she wrote. The very last goal they kicked of the day, which was, of course, the sealer, was their Jag Meatwork snag of the day, Jed Spence from the Falcons.
Fairly significant breeze pushing across his body. You're going to have to keep it tight on the right-hand post. See how he goes. Heads in that direction. The wind gets hold of it now. The wind gets hold of it. Goal umpire has a look. Has a look! Wow! Way, Jed Spence! Well, he was best on ground last week.
Tell you what, how does he feel about a kilo of sausages?
He has had, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, beautiful goal there from Jed. Should probably mention, I did mention Wagner who kicked 5, Viney kicked 3. For Shockers, it was Carlotta and Kokuro, familiar names, who kicked a brace each. Better players for Shock was Seb Kerrish, Beau McRae and Brodie Noble. For the Falcons, Giannini, Spence, Wagner. That young man, Jackson Martin, is just playing, he's having a real purple patch, playing some really good footy. Young Mothersole and Hodges in ruck, they won the rucks, which was really, really important. Again, able to curtail the influence of the Shock big men. And Brad McKenzie down back was also outstanding. So the Falcons booked themselves a preliminary final date. They come from 5th. They've done this before, and they're looking very dangerous. Their midfield group, which is Nunn, Giannini and Spence, they've got others floating through there as well, is probably as good as anyone's. And tell you what, look out, the Falcons are coming. But let's get on to our game of the round. It's not hard to work out what it is. It's a prelim final. It is at Campbelltown Oval. That's right, home of Ross Trevor. And it will be Port Districts versus PNU. Let's have a look at the times they met this year in round 7. It was PNU defeating Port Districts by 4 points at large reserves. Port took 10 rounds to win at home, which is quite unusual. And then in round 16, a very powerful Port Districts beat PNU when they were at their peak by 54 points. Heffernan kicked 5, McKay 4, Deinhoff 3. Heffernan won't be playing this weekend. There's only one thing left to do, and that's talk about what I think will happen this week in the game. Now, Payneham have been absolutely cock-a-hoop and happy with me tipping against them and proving you wrong. But this week, boys, I have to tip the Falcons. They are coming. That midfield group is working beautifully. A bit of wide open space there at Ross Trevor. Port Districts will come. They'll come with the heat. I worry about some of the injuries. Haynes coming off yesterday in the third quarter. Lysette looking like he's struggling with that driver. Heffernan not playing. And well, at the moment, all of the Payneham players look up and about. Does Dobson come back in? I don't know. Some good selection headaches to have for Coach Jeremy Cheney. This game will be close. I cannot wait to call it. It should be an absolute barn burner from beautiful Campbelltown Oval. I'm taking the Falcons in a close one, but all year I've been saying it's going to be a Port Glenunga Grand Final. You should never change what you've been saying all year, but they've seduced me, Payneham, with the beautiful football they're playing. I watched the replay last night, and it is very good to watch. I think Port will be leading for large chunks of the game, but I expect Payneham to come home with a wet sail and get them in the final quarter. What an exciting Div 1 season we've had. It doesn't stop. Who will play Glenunga in the grand final? The answer to this question and more will be on next week's edition of the Division 1 Report.
Get a quick and easy low-rate car loan from Police Credit Union today.
DJ here with a special announcement for Between the Post Filming Footy, Dartfish and the Adelaide Footy League. Next week it will be announced the 22 players who make up the Division 1 Team of the Year. And welcome back to Between the Post. It's Division 3 wrap time. Tim Pillion, welcome, mate.
Thanks, Tommy.
It's great for you to come in, mate. It is obviously, you come in, well, you've got a grand final to worry about this week. I don't want to steal your thunder from the Div 3 report, but we've had the prelim, we've got the grand final coming up, so we know what we're going to be talking about, mate. You've been unbelievable with your analytics this year. Can't wait what you've got for us.
Yeah, thanks, Tommy. So basically, the preliminary final yesterday, Lockleys versus Unley at Richmond Oval, was a really tightly held contest all the way through. The big ground, the conditions were perfect. It was pressure from the moment the ball was bounced. A big group of Henley boys went and watched the game. The feedback I got, I couldn't get there, Tommy, yesterday, unfortunately, but I've got some good feedback from it. It's a reverse of the result from only 2 weeks ago when these two sides met in the qualifying final, where Unley were an 18-point winner, but it was played at Lockleys, and that was the upset of the round, where Unley were on a roll and going really, really well. And we thought, and I gave the feedback, the Lockleys were a little banged up at that stage. But then Lockleys had a great win over Pembroke previously. And then they've met again in the prelim final yesterday. And my understanding is that up to half-time it was very, very close, quite low scores, the way it was going.
Yeah, I was following it online.
Yep. And then a 4-goal burst in the third quarter by Lockleys to split the game open. And then again, another tight tussle in the last quarter. Saw Lockleys jump away and win 14 points overall with 8-7-55 to only 5-11. And again, 5-11, 16 scoring shots, Tommy.
Bad kicking, bad footy. Harron, of course, kicked 3, mate, but you've got a bit of, you've seen all these teams this year. Best for Lockleys was, I don't know if I'm even saying right, Larynx, is it? Tell us a little bit about him, the big fella.
Oh, look, number 88, big fella, strong, key backman, switches between the deep back and the centre half back position, takes the key forward, looked after Josh Miller yesterday, pretty sure that was his role.
Yep. How did Josh go? Obviously, he took care of him if he's in the best. Didn't kick goal?
Didn't kick goal.
Yeah.
So there's the key to only kicking 5 goals. So.
Yeah, no, it's a great result for Lockleys, and well done. But it doesn't just set up Henley versus Lockleys. It sets up Henley versus Lockleys in 3 grades, which is amazing. I just want to give a shout out to the Lockleys Football Club. In 2015, they were a Division 6 club. They are now a Division 2 club. Congratulations, you're through to Division 2 next year. Obviously, you've got a pretty important week this week, and let's have a listen to what Tim's got to say about our Division 3 grand final.
Yeah, look, it's absolutely amazing. The buzz around the western suburbs right now with Henley Lockleys in all 3 grades, as you know. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Yeah.
Imagine the crowd. It's going to be fantastic in that regard. The A-grade game, of course, being the grand final, will be the Matt Cowdrey Cup. So we played only twice this year in the minor round where we won the first game and Lockleys won the second game. So we're 1 apiece heading into the grand final. I'm hearing both sides will be strong and with most players to be selected. The only issue yesterday I'm hearing is that Cameron Bosman went off with a bit of a knee injury in the first quarter for Lockleys yesterday.
See the ruckman?
No.
Where's Bosman from?
Can pinch hit in the ruck, but he's an on-baller. But basically didn't come back on the ground, but was seen walking after the game. So
Wish him all the best. You do everything you can.
Absolutely, yeah.
Little jab, whatever it takes. Just quickly, you did touch on, it was round 8. It was Henley by 21 points at Lockleys in the first edition of the Matt Cowdrey Cup. In round 17, it was the huge upset. It was an accurate Lockleys 9-7-61, defeating Henley 7-14-56. So, look, that'll give Lockleys a little bit of hope.
Oh, there's absolute hope there. I must say that as the season unfolded, Henley were planning for Lockleys a long way out, thinking they were the second best side, and then Unley came along and threw the cat amongst the pigeons with their form run into the second half. So we haven't seen them for a while. We're worried about our own game being Henley, playing our best, and we're fresh and we're up and about. I mean, Saturday morning training, they did a hard session, a lot of running just to make sure they had a blow. Let's just wait for the conditions. Watched the weather forecast last night, Tommy. It was 19 degrees and fine.
Yeah, but they've been doing this. I checked the weather. They just between 1 and 10 mils. Now, mate, you've been a wonderful expert this year, so I'm going to throw at you now. Look, in the big names that fire are the ones that win grand finals, and your bottom 6 is important. I'm going to throw some names. I'll just be looking for a comment on all of them. Obviously, you're going to have intimate knowledge on Henley. I don't expect you to give away too much, but we'll start on the Henley side. 50 goals this year. A young fellow by the name of Tom Pillion.
Yeah, Tom has played every game this year. Centre half forward, a couple of games where he ran on the ball just to loosen him up and give him a fresh, but he's looking forward to it. He's fresh, ready to go.
Brett Harlan, 35 goals.
Brett's only played the 7 games this year with a few leg injuries. So as a key forward, he straightens us up brilliantly. Kicked 7 in the second semi-final. That was the difference between us beating Unley. When a forward kicks 7 goals in a second semi-final, that's where you win.
In any and McMahon kicking 7 in the Div 1, you say it was all over. Noah Hannigan is the other one. I wanted 26 goals.
Noah coming off a leg injury himself, where I don't know selection at this stage. Expecting him to play and be fit, but he also just gives us an option up forward and also can have a run on the ball and in the ruck.
Yep. Jack Enright, 10 times named in the best. He's a star.
Jack Enright is one of the reasons we started against Unley so well. He laid 14 tackles.
Wow.
Basically, he's
my career.
It's just unbelievable. So his toughness and ability to hold us up in the centre and give us first access to the ball is magnificent.
Yep. Kane Sherlock.
Very strong cross half-back. Puts himself in the hole every time.
Yep. Nick Karupis is a name I've heard a lot this year.
Yeah, Nick also just talent to burn. I mean, goodness me, when he gets the ball, he always finds a target, puts his head over the ball, runs backwards into packs. He's very handy across half-back.
Yep, and last one, Pat Hillard.
Pace to burn is the only way I can describe Paddy. Also, I think third in the middle, the Div 3 medal this year. He gets the ball and just takes off. And on the big oval with the speed, I think he'll be important.
Yeah, plenty of space out there. Now, on the Lockley side, mate, I know Hetty will be doing it. He'll be watching the footage. Of course, this game will be streamed live, and Golden Tonsils' Laurie Colliver will be one of your commentaries, so it'll be a good game. Let's have a look at the other side. Well, the first person you're going to start with is, well, the marquee player, 83 goals for the year, Benny Harron.
Oh, look, he's definitely someone we have to plan for. Fantastic player, uses his body brilliantly, his reading of the play, and a great kick of a goal. So, yes, someone we have to put some time and effort into.
Yeah, when he kicks a goal as well, he gets the Lockleys crowd up, doesn't he? They really just, they galvanise around him. Matty McDonough?
Oh, yep, same thing. Experience, body work, just the ability to read the play, these guys. That's what worries me, is that they've got the smarts, and footy smarts in finals plays a big role.
Yep. The next one, Bowen Hosking.
Very good player, Bowen Hosking. Also top 4 in the Div 3 medal. I think the 2 times we've played him, he's been on a wing, or at least he plays a loose role. And we have to pay him the respect of manning up with him when they've got the ball.
Yep.
Kicks goals.
Yep.
Floats forward.
Yeah, well, he's kicked 21. Yeah, been the best player 9 times this year.
Very good player.
Finals are often won not with the glamour and the fancy. It's the meat and potatoes, not the sugar and spice, that wins grand finals. And this is where I think this man is going to be huge for them. Angus Paul, in and under, strong, contested ball winner. He's going to be one you have to put some plenty of time into.
Well, go back to smarts again. Played a lot of league football, premiership player, knows what he's doing. When he gets the ball, he will usually find a target, and therefore his linkage will be critical to their setting up plays going forward.
And Nathan Batley's another one that stands out for me.
Runs all day, tackles all day, again, gets the ball, uses it well. So,
yes.
Yeah, no, very, very strong.
Thank you, mate, for unwrapping Div 3 grand final. Certainly that's what I wanted to hear about the players. I'm still formulating my tip, mate. What else have you got for us there?
Oh, just a couple of things. Congratulations to both Henley and Lockleys for their goal being to get up to Div 2. I know it's a huge feather in the cap for Lockleys. Yep. Henley that was always been their goal. The minute they went down was to get back to Div 2. So they've achieved that goal, which the club is really happy about. And now it's all about the players getting their reward for a really strong year. Medal winners, Div 3, Mark Rowe, North Haven.
Hello, Roy.
That's good. Magnificent accumulator, gets the ball like you've never seen. Also, congratulations to those players. And I think it will be an absolute cracking game. Henley and Lockleys grand final this Saturday.
Should be a great crowd, filled with Lockleys and Henley people. Spring in the air, hopefully a nice day. Of course, you can watch the stream, Tim, but I'm not going to leave without asking you, and I know this is very difficult for you with your son being the captain of Henley, but can I please have your tip?
I just think we're fresh enough. We've got the run in our legs. It showed against Unley in the second semi-final. Scores were only 4 points the difference at three-quarter time. We ran over and kicked 5 goals in the last quarter. I know we're confident. We feel good. But Lockleys have got nothing to lose and everything to play for. So, again, I think it's a good day. But my tip, my heart, everything about it just says I hope they deserve it. I hope they play well on the day. And if they do, I think they've got enough personnel to get through. Yeah,
22 weeks ago, we stood in this studio, Tim, in the very opening episode, and I said to you, I think Henley are going to go 20-0. And you played it down, and fair enough too. But I think they get the job done and they close out what has been an unbelievable season. It's not quite 20-0, but it doesn't matter. What matters is who raises the cup. And I think it will be Damon Head and your son holding it up victoriously. 2 men, 1 cup, and a very happy dad, no doubt. But they've still got to get the job done. I want to sincerely thank you for all your efforts in Div 3, your research, your punctuality. I've learned a lot about Div 3 and I wish you all the best. Good luck to you and Henley on the weekend.
Thanks, Tommy.
Cheers. We'll be back with more Between the Posts after this commercial break. And welcome back to Between the Posts in finals football. These are huge. They're crucial, they're game-changing, they're exciting. It's time for the goals and marks of the week.
foot round the corner. Oh! My God, Father Tommy.
And welcome back to Between the Posts. I love this segment, Tim. It's time for What Caught Our Eye. Now, Tim, you're the one, you actually shifted the way this segment is done. You're the one that introduced themes, and I've loved it because so we have different people on the show to bring in different ideas. You got a theme for me this week? I hope you do.
Got a couple of themes, and a great man once told me a couple of weeks ago about how the backlines and defence is the cornerstone of finals. So one of my themes will be how in the preliminary finals yesterday, played across all grades, only one team scored over 100 points. So the scores are much lower and tighter in preliminary finals. And the only other theme I've got is where the grand final teams finished up on the ladders this year. There's a bit of a theme there as well.
Nice. Generally, from 2 to 6, I'll be looking at the game that's, there was only one game, so it shouldn't be too hard to work out what we're doing. It should be a very interesting ride through the 7 divisions. Start us off in Div 7, please, mate.
Div 7. So, team that finished top of the label after the minor round was Para Hills, and the team that finished second, O'Sullivan's Beach. They've ended up going through the grades and playing in the grand final, with Para Hills winning yesterday. A close game.
Yes, well done. It did. Seasawed. I followed it closely. Para Hills, the Red Roos down on Bridge Road. Congratulations, A and B grade premiers. That's cheer flags. It was Para Hills 11-9-75. Aaron Isfarhat, best on ground. I think we've got a photo of Aaron being named best on ground as well, defeating OSB Lonsdale 10-9-69. James and Wheatra kicked 3 for Para Hills. Heartbreak for Michael Dean and his team, losing a grand final by a goal. But they'll go up to Div 6 and they'll go up with a bit of authority as well. They've been fantastic this year. Well done to Sully's. For Para Hills as well, obviously all the credit goes to the coaches and the players, but to Michael Cummings, Simon Bramley and the off-field team. I remember the work you set out to do 2 years ago. This is for you. Well done, friends. And Div 6, mate.
Congratulations. So Div 6 is the one grade that goes against my preliminary final score. So Salisbury finished first, Eastern Park finished second. They played off in the grand final, first versus second. But Eastern Park, in the prelim yesterday to make it, scored 19 goals, 125. The only team for the entire prelim final scored over 100 points. So free scoring in that regard.
Yes, they did score 125. Fitzroy 15-7. Forby best for them. Warner was best for Eastern Park, but it was Robbie Kovacic with 5 goals who did the damage, and it sets up the super clash between Salisbury and Eastern Park. It's going to be used. Best 2 teams all year. Match for the ages. Both going to Div 5 and exciting times. Should we give a tip? Who do you think in that one?
I'm Salisbury.
Yeah, it's 20-0. I think that's what I'm getting at. But wouldn't surprise me if Eastern Park, with all those guns, Nat, Mansell, Kovacic, big forwards in finals, you never know.
Yeah, they're starting their climb back up the ladder because I can remember only, 10 years ago, Salisbury in Div 2.
Eastern Park in Div 1 in 2011.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're back. Anyway, Division 5, please, sir.
Division 5, once again, Mitcham finished top, minor round. Colonel Light Gardens finished second. These 2 sides have met in the grand final. Goes to show again that, the 2 best sides in the home away season have met and made their goal.
We'll meet this week. But
we'll meet this week. We'll meet this week. That's basically the theme of the fact that where you finished, you get your reward by making the grand final.
Yeah, of course, Mitcham knocking him off 2 weeks ago quite convincingly, so I'll be interested to see how they go. It was Colonel Light Gardens 11-10-76, Marion 8-7-55, a 21-point win. Obst, Hyde and Callan Knox were the best for the Lions. Callan Knox, we did exchange some messages last. You ever see a text message and go, this guy's emotional? I'll tell you why he's emotional, because he was bloody good yesterday. None better than this goal from between the post zone, Callan Knox. So congratulations to the Lions, Colonel Light Gardens. They are going back up to Division 4 and they'll take on Mitcham. One thing we didn't do in the first 2 divisions, which we've just missed out, and I don't want to miss out, is congratulations to Luke Allen Alan of Hackham, the Div 7 medalist. In Div 6, it was Sean He from Salisbury, who will be playing the grand final. Remiss of us not to mention it, but it was Kai Dean from Colonel Light Gardens, who took home the medal in Div 5. Division 4, please, sir.
Division 4, this is my outlier with regards to where sides finished on the table. Plimpton, of course, finished top of Div 4, knocked out in straight sets, Tommy, which is really unfortunate for them. But it's second versus third. Westminster coming through the grades now to make the grand final. Kilburn jumping ahead from second, getting straight into it. So Kilburn, Westminster, grand final, Div 4 on their way up.
Yes, Plimpton 8, 654, Was, or the Dragons 12, 13, 85, Curtis Phillips best and Nick Leck kicking 5. It sets up Kilburn versus Westminster. Of course, they met a few weeks back and it went into extra time and was a thriller. That is going to be a huge grand final. Wow, what a game that's going to be. And congratulations to Alex Barnes from Morphy Park, who took home the medal. He's actually has resigned from Morphy Park and I believe, my mail tells me he's off to Kingston in the southeast there.
Yeah,
so
as playing coach.
Okay, so my mail is correct, is it?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. All right, Division 3, please.
Division 3,
Know a bit
Henley
about.
versus Lockleys. Henley finished first on the table. Lockleys finished second. Even though Lockleys had just a bit of a hiccup through the final series, they've bounced back to make it through to the grand final, deservedly so, and looking forward to a cracker game.
Yeah, check out the Div 3 report for a real deep dive into all that. Unley 5-11, bad kicking, Lockleys 8-7, Larynx best, Harron kicking 3. Henley versus Lockleys, local rivalries. The little brother taking on the big brother with the footy factory. Let's see how it goes. Could it be an upset? Good luck to Sean the Beard Williams in the 2s as well, the coaching mastermind from the Reserves report. We wish you all the best in your quest for a flag. Division 2, please. And this one is a big, big game.
It is. It's the same thing. Salisbury North finishing top, Ross Trevor Collegians finishing second. They've gone through the final series. They've made it through to the grand final. So the theme I was talking through all that was 5 out of the 6 grades who finished first and second at the end of the minor round have made their way through to the grand final, Tommy. So Salisbury North Rock, big game.
How did Ross Trevor do it? 8-12-60, the Raggies 6-8-44. Charles Kemp, the best with Kernahan kicking 3. Congratulations to Ross Trevor. You are back in Division 1. That is huge. It's going to be Salisbury North and Ross Trevor Old Collegians at Cooper Stadium, called by our very good friend Sean Jackson. That is going to be huge. They're both off to Division 1. Let's actually give a tip in that Div 2 grand final, mate. Who do you like?
Look, not having seen many of them, but I think Salisbury North are up and about. Right?
Yeah.
And
Luke Harwell, a close friend of ours, we wish him all the best.
And not only that, but there's a young man called Jake Johansson who is built for grand finals. So.
Yes, he's far. I expect Jakey to get loose, cut loose and kick 3 or 4. And he's a great young man. I was with him at the Bays, Jakey, and his brother Brad, good fella too. So good luck to both teams, but we've got the Hawks. In Division 1, mate?
Division 1 though, okay, so it's thrown my theme out a little bit because they've only just done the up to the prelim at this stage, and it can't keep going with my theme because Sacred Heart, who did finish second, so Glenunga straight into the grand final. Sacred Heart, who finished second, unfortunately out in straight sets with a couple of losses there. You'd know more about that than me, but big finish between Port Districts, who are limping to the line, and of course Payneham Norwood Union, who are coming home with a wet sail. Yeah, we've done it again, mate. We're getting excited. You mentioned in your free report, congratulations to Mark Rowe on your medal win. In Div 2 it was Mitch Grigg. He's won a few things in his life for Atherton. Couldn't quite get him over the line though. And in Division 1, the medalist, back-to-back Keith Sims medalist was Abe Davis, which is a nice lead into Glenunga 16-10-106, Port District 4-8-32. No one saw a 74-point win coming. McMahon was 7. I'm not sure anyone can stop Glenunga, but there'll be 2 teams trying next week. It was Sacred Heart up by as much as 4 goals against Payneham early in the third, but Payneham came home, kicked 9 of 10 goals to have a 19-point win. Jeremy Cheney, he's excited, and they are playing some great fast footy, Payneham. They've come from 5th before to make a Division 1 grand final. Time will tell if they can do it again against Port District this week. So Div 7's in the books. Congratulations to Power Hills. Div 2 to Div 6, it is grand final week. It's so exciting in Division 1 up to prelims. Mate, again, thank you for joining us and bringing the themes to what caught our eye. We'll be back with more Between the Posts after these sponsorship messages. And welcome back to Between the Posts for the final word, brought to you by SAPOL. And my first question I ask every week is, hey, have you had some fun, Tim? Yeah, look, I have, Tommy. It's exciting times, right? Grand finals, preliminary finals, all that, the results. That's
why you play footy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's people out celebrating, people out commiserating, but clubs are genuinely up and about right now.
Yeah. Not a good time to be out on a Monday, generally. There's a few mad Mondays going on. Look, thanks to all our great sponsors who'll flash up. I get to see all of them now on the Stream Team game. We got so many wonderful supporters of this league and what we do in the media, and it wouldn't happen without them, so I'm eternally grateful. I'm going to ask you the stupidest question I've asked all year. Where are you this week, Tim?
Look, I am actually calling the game. So a few people have asked me, how are you going to feel about calling the game, Henley versus Lockleys? But I was locked in a long time ago. I'm doing it with Laurie Colliver, as you said.
Yep.
And looking forward to it. And I'm pretty sure I can be impartial because I practiced it earlier in the year with the Henley. Where are you?
I am at Campbelltown Oval for Payneham versus Port District. Should be a huge game. Now, I'll just say this. 2019, Payneham won their first Division 1 Grand Final, and I was a Payneham Life member. And I called that game because I figured it was the only way I could stay sane during the day and keep off the old sponsors product, the Hahn. Well, they didn't have Hahn no carb back then, but it was a really good investment in my time and my health. And I had an absolute ball.
And the emotions, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll be walking around the Oval non-stop if I was not doing it. And in fact, I'll be professionally logged on and switched on and watching the game fairly. I think it's the best way to watch it.
I want to wish you and your sons and Henley all the very best. And I'm not going to lie, I've got a lot of Lockleys friends, and I hope Lockleys do really well. But to everyone playing in finals this week, and grand finals in particularly Div 2 through to Div 6, look, the best of luck. They're special days, and the memories should last forever, you'd think.
Yeah, good, well said.
Yes, and that's pretty much it from us here. Thank you so much for joining us for Between the Posts. We'll be back next week with a review of the Division 2 to Division 6 Grand Finals.